How does it feel to get your first playoff victory under your belt?
I mean, I think it's great for our guys. With the 5 days off, they worked really hard over the course of this week to stay ready, and for us to be able to come out and jump on them in the first. And it was just a huge day for all of our guys.
Steven, just what did you see out of the group there? The first 5 guys reach base, score. Just how much fun was that first 5?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, Kwani goes out and sets the tone, and and then it just went from there. David worked an outstanding walk. We get the air, and then Josh comes through with a huge, first and third situation, or second and third. Sorry, gets the base hit. Executes with the runner on third, less than 2, and then Lane with the big blast. So it was huge to get those runs on the board and kind of get some momentum and give Tanner some breathing room to go out and pitch well.
Steven, how important was it that you guys threw a lot of first pitch strikes? I think 12 out of the 24 outs going into the ninth were all on 3 pitches or less. Just how important is that for your pitching staff?
I mean, first pitch strikes, that's everything in our game. And when our guys are getting ahead, anybody's getting ahead, they're going to have a lot of success. But, I mean, we threw the ball so well. Bo called an unbelievable game, prepared so well for this, and kept them off balance all day. It was a great day for our pitching.
What did you see from Tanner today on the mound? He looked like he was cruising a bit. Did you want to let him finish that 5th inning as well?
I mean, I always want them to go deep into games, and, I thought the way Tanner was throwing the ball, the first inning, a little bit of adrenaline. They put some good at-bats, got his pitch count up, but then, he settled in there really well in the, 2 through 4. But, at that point with the 5-run lead, third time around, Meadows gets a single, and it was time to go to the bullpen.
Steven, how difficult is that? You guys have 6 days off, and to come out and explode in the first inning like you did, and what does it say about this team and what you guys have done over the last week?
I mean, I think for anybody, the way we looked at it was we're going to get 5 days of rest. We get to recover. We get to turn off for a few days, and we worked them hard. To the players' credit, they put a ton of effort into our workouts. They got competitive with each other in some simulated games, and it showed. We came out ready to swing the bats, and we looked like we didn't take 5 days off. So really proud of the way the guys got after it the last 5 days.
Steven, we've talked so much about the platoon matchups and advantages that your lineup has, but most of your run production came when they seemingly had the advantage in those moments. Just what did you see about your guys' approach in those sequences to be able to capitalize?
Yeah, I mean, you look at, Lane and David doing the majority of the big blows, and they've faced righties all year, and we do look for the platoon advantage as much as possible. But in those situations, Lane's hit righties his whole career, and David's had a great year versus righties as well. So it was nice to see those guys come through, and we don't just blindly play the numbers. We use our judgment in game and things like that. But I couldn't be more proud of our guys.
Steven, if you could look ahead now to Game 2 with Matthew Boyd going, what do you like best of what he's done for you now?
I think what Matthew's brought is just consistency. He's been the same every time out. He's attacked the zone. He's got really good stuff, able to keep him off balance, and really stabilized our rotation when we got him back healthy. So excited for Matt. He's had a long road of recovery to get to this point and been great for us the last couple months. So really excited to see him take the ball in Game 2.
You guys have talked about this all season long, but I guess how fun is guards baseball for you guys?
It's a blast. I mean, our guys run hard, play hard, work hard before the game, and again, we try to cause chaos on offense. And our guys did that today. Hemi with the infield single, just trying to make things happen. We get, like I said, we get the break in the first inning, but our guys kept their heads down and they're running hard. So it's who we are. We're always going to play hard until the last out's recorded.
Steven, obviously you have to react to how the game goes, but was there a concerted effort on your part to try to get Cade, Tim, Hunter, and Emmanuel each an opportunity to get that first postseason opportunity, here in Game 1?
I think, obviously the way the game went, we wanted to use our guys. Nobody's pitched in a week, and you don't want to let that game get away. I mean, anybody in our bullpen we feel really confident about, but when you have the opportunity with a day off tomorrow, you're going to use your guys to finish the game. And to their credit, I mean, they got 4 and a third, and none of them were overextended with their pitch count. It's just really impressive the job that those 4 guys did.
Were
Were you at all surprised that Cade comes in, faces 4, and strikes out 4?
I mean, at this point, Cade's been so special, and you never want to say you're not surprised, but what Cade has done all year long, what Timmy's done all year long, Gaddy, Clase, a number of our bullpen guys and pitching in general has been fun. But Cade there's no heartbeat, there's no pulse. It's just come in and get the job done.
Stephen, how important was it at the top of the order what Fry and Quan did today?
Again, Kwani's been our spark plug all year. When he goes, we go, and David has just been. No matter what the role we've thrown David in, he meets it with the same attitude. And David's a pro. He's been a big part of our team all year, and the guy's attitude never changes no matter what he's going through. So it was fun to see him come through with a big day.
You talked a little about Lane Thomas. I mean, how good is it, though, to see what he was able to put together towards the end of the regular season translate into this early part of the postseason?
First game of the postseason, first pitch he sees, 3-run homer. Lane Thomas is a phenomenal player. He has been in this league for a long time, and took him a little while to get his feet wet with us and get comfortable. But once he did, he's been great, and hitting behind nails has really provided a lot. And that was a really fun moment for him.
Was it hard giving up the ball there in the 5th? It looked like you wanted to stay out there a little longer.
I mean, yeah, I always want to stay out there, but I mean, it's postseason. I totally get it. With how good our pen's been, I get it. That makes sense. Obviously, I want to stay out there as long as possible, but I get it.
You talked yesterday about the energy and the emotion that you would probably feel going out on the mound today. When you walked off, it felt like you were firing up the crowd. Can you take us through your emotions throughout the game and then when you left it today?
Yeah, I mean, the past 3 days, I felt like there was like a lead block in my stomach. But I think once I kind of got through that first inning, I feel like it was kind of a nice weight off the shoulders. I feel like I've done a lot in my first 2 years, whether it's pitch for a team who's out of it, pitch for a team who's in it, and to kind of get that first out of the way was pretty nice.
Sort of a two-part question. First, your mental preparation, now that you can look back on it, do you feel good about the way you prepped for the game today? And curious, did you pick Shane Bieber's brain at all about what it's like to set the tone here and be a Game 1 starter?
Yeah, so for the second part of the question, Shane, I talked to Shane. Shane called me a couple days ago, and because I was texting him and asking him a couple questions about the first postseason starts. And we couldn't really connect, and then he got here this morning, so he talked to me and he gave me some pointers. And ever since I made my debut last year, I mean, Shane's been kind of like my mentor, and having him kind of be away has been kind of tough. But I mean, we all figure it out. But having him here before that, his words before the game definitely really helped me. And with the mental game, I think I talked to my mental guy last night, Brian Kane, and I texted him. I was like, "Hey man, my stomach has been hurting for the past 3 days. What what do I need to do here?" And he's like, he sent me this video from John Jones when he was, I think, like 17 or 18 years old, and he talked about keeping the butterflies in formation, because you're gonna have butterflies. You're gonna be nervous because you care. So just keeping that adrenaline, keeping that like anxiety, keeping that excitement going in the right direction can only help you. And I feel like I did a good job of that once he told me that.
Could you talk about the way you reacted to the fans raising your arms like that? That was kind of cool.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool moment. I feel like, I don't know, man. That was just all natural. I think those first 5 innings, it felt like took forever. So I feel like it was just when I finally got off the mound, I was like, oh my gosh, I did it. But yeah.
How do you balance, the excitement of watching your team have a first inning like that offensively with, staying locked in and being ready to go back out there and pitch?
I mean, it's definitely tough. I mean, I think to see what they did in the first inning, kind of grind through their opener and kind of get them out of the game pretty quick. I mean, it was awesome. That's kind of what we've been built on. And I think I feel like for me, I just got to stay as steady as possible, because if they they put up 5 in the first, then I go out there and give up a couple runs, that 5 doesn't mean as much. So I feel like at that point you got to get excited, but you kind of just got to stay locked in for that next inning, because that next inning is, at that point in the game, is the most important inning of the game.
Tanner, just with that home run by Lane, it's 5-0. Just where were your emotions at that point? You seem like a pretty emotional guy. Were you jumping around? What were you doing in the dugout?
I mean, I was super excited. I mean, I feel like with Lane, when he first got here, he had a little bit of a hard time, and then once he started figuring it out, I mean, he's been unbelievable. I mean, unbelievable in the clubhouse, unbelievable person, and unbelievable player. And I feel like when he hit that home run, I feel like everyone in the dugout was, yeah, you. Everyone was super excited.
Tanner, you said before you get it with the bullpen, but like, what kind of comfort level does it give everybody knowing that, you know, like when you walked to the dugout today, that door was opening up and those guys are coming out?
I mean, I feel like everyone in this world knows that whenever Cade Smith's coming in, that you're going to get a pretty good performance. I mean, giving the ball up with him, I've done it a bunch of times this year where I come out in the middle of an inning and Cade comes in, and I feel like almost every time he's shut the door. So, I mean, I come out of the game extremely confident that he's going to get the job done. They've done it all year, and they're going to continue to do it.
Lane, you talked yesterday about looking forward to playing in front of this crowd. What was it like after you hit that home run and the sound? And what were your emotions at that point?
I was electric. I think it was everything I had thought and more. It was really cool, you know, to watch, you know, the first 4 guys take unbelievable at bats and then, you know, kind of come through for them there. It was cool.
David, going after Steven hit that double to start this game off, how good did it feel to know that he had started that generated that energy for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, it was awesome. Obviously, we wanted to get out to a really good start, and Quana usually doesn't swing at the first pitch, and he was like, I'm going to swing. Of course, the guy throws the ball and he didn't swing, but I knew he was going to be ready to go, and he hit that double, and the crowd went nuts, and was just hoping to kind of extend the inning, and ended up getting it to Tommy, and he had a pretty good at bat.
For either of you guys, how difficult is it to do what you guys did today? You had 6 days off, the question of rust versus rest, and for you guys to explode in the first inning like you did, I guess, David.
I think our coaching staff did a really good job of preparing us for this. We had live at-bats all week, hitting off machine, just different things that we could do to kind of stay ready, stay on top of, like, velocity and that kind of thing. And then right out of the gate, like, Quana hits a double, and it's like, all right, we're ready to go. Same game.
Yeah, for Lane, what pitch were you looking for when you came to bat, and did you get that pitch?
I had faced him earlier on in the season before I got here, and you know, I thought in that situation that, you know, I was either going to get a fastball kind of in off the plate or something soft that I could, you know, hit in the air and at least score that run from third. So I, you know, kind of picked one or the other and got the one I was looking for, and, you know, put a good swing on it.
Dave, I think you were only half joking the other day when you said you and Hedgie say, how quick can we get the ball to Cade Smith? But what has this bullpen meant to this team, and what is it like now to see them doing it on that stage?
Yeah, I mean, kind of what we expected they would look like in a postseason game, but it's just so amazing what they've done, and it gives Vogt and the rest of our staff such just an easier job of, like, I mean, we have our ace going, and Bibee was doing really well. He was great, but it's just so comforting being like, all right, Cade Smith, here you go. You're going to strike out pretty much everybody you face, and that's what he does all year. Even today, we were